and I'm just waiting for my curling iron and thought I would just stop in and just talk about this energy, because if you're feeling anything like me, you may be feeling the intensity of this energy. You may be riding the waves. So just want to talk a little bit about energy for a moment, and where we are. We are in that week before Christmas holidays as well. And so there is a lot of intensity that comes with that. Hello, Brianna. So I'm on Facebook. I am just checking to make sure I'm on YouTube as well. Last time I went live, I was actually on my podcasting channel and not on my regular YouTube channel. So the video went over um, onto there. So I'm just checking that out. I don't have a team to take care of this broadcasting. It's just so I'm left over here just doing the thing, messing things up. Like I said to Lisa yesterday, I did mess up I did manage to mess up the scheduling book the other day, all by myself. I'm really good at doing stuff like that. Things that I used to be really good at handling. But okay, so I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. Hello, Tracy. Hi, everyone. A quick stop in. I put a video up a few days ago with a message for like this week. I do have the new messages out on this week's message is on YouTube. If you're not on my YouTube channel and you watch my videos, please subscribe. Please subscribe and like the videos. It makes a huge difference um, to the to the to being able to get the videos out there and get them streaming. Um, but just watching the videos gives us watch time, but subscribing gives us a lot more opportunity to be able to spread the messages. So please do. Uh, Also, what else do I have? Oh, have recently launched, while we're waiting for some people to come in. Um, Lisa just recently restructured a bunch of my programs in the More Than Existing Academy. And now we have a subscription based opportunity for people to go in and to be able to take a boatload of my programs, my courses, do a lot of training work through me in healing, in goddess work, in the angels, and it's all clustered together as a monthly subscription. You don't have to stay any more months than you want to stay. If you want to only pay for 1 month, pay for 1 month. If you want to stay longer, it has up to 5, 6, 7 courses. Each of my courses that are in there have most of them have 4 classes that are like an hour to 90-minute classes. So it is hours and hours of previously taught classes that I have recorded and re-released that are there for people to be able to take advantage of a super, super good price. It ranges from like $29.99, I think, to $44.99 for the biggest one. And like I said, you can stay for a month or you can do it for longer. Those are there. She's also just released in the emails and on the in the More Than Existing Academy page, which is a separate page from this page. She's also released an opportunity for you to listen to one class from so many of my classes and courses. And that's on our other page as well. I will share the links over here later today and get you up, give you all the information. If you want to join me for mediumship, on Thursday night, I have a mediumship 90-minute opportunity for you to come in, connect to spirit. I will be doing mediumship in there, in the Zoom. It is private, it is interactive, and the link is in the event page, in the events on my Facebook page. Or you can go directly to my website and you can purchase your ticket and come in and join us in Zoom for Thursday night for a 90-minute mediumship circle. I will be connecting to spirit. I'll be connecting to loved ones. I'll be connecting to your guides. Depending on the size of the group will depend on, how many messages we get, like how many people I can give messages to. So if you are interested in having some, getting into the mediumship circle with me and have the chance of having a loved one or a message from spirit speak to you, then that's your chance. That's where you belong. Hello, Teresa. And so this energy is a absolute shit show. Just saying. We have so many things that are happening right now. It's as if we have this shadowy energy that is kind of being a bit of a disruption along with retrograde. I can see it, I can feel it. It is linked around sun energy, so it does affect the ego. You may find yourself having some ego moments, having some like a false sense of arrogance. Right, Tracy, get it? So you may find yourself being a bit snippy. You may find yourself being a bit like, I don't need anybody. You might find yourself being a little bit of like, F it, I'm not doing this. You may find yourself being a little bit feeling like unworthy, being left out. You may notice that you have old energy, old stories coming back up. You may be mad. You may find yourself mad at someone from 20 years ago. All of a sudden, out of the blue, it's like this memory just pops into your head. It's rising to leave. Those memories are coming up to leave. A shit show is, right? And is that accurate for you? Yeah, that's it, Tracy. It's a shit show. It is. There is just such a shit show of energy, and it's hard to be able to navigate through that sometimes. Other than often, you just need to learn how to laugh at yourself, because sometimes that's all you can do is laugh at yourself. You're going to have moments. I know for myself. Last night, this thought popped into my head about when I very first started dating my husband. I'm married to the man. And it was like very first. And I literally called his number and was just about to like ream him out. Like I wanted to like get mad. I wanted someone to fight with. And as soon as I got on the phone and he answered, I caught my shadow. I caught that old brain moment going on. And I'm just like, holy, I need to put myself to bed. So I put myself to bed. And it's just like sometimes you just got to put yourself to bed. You got to give yourself time out. You got to step away, and you have to ask yourself, like, who's existing in this experience? Which version of myself is existing in this experience? Is it my truth? Is it who I am today, or is this my past? Because stuff is like rising up and riding and leaving us, right? So we are leaving behind old energy. So this is like burn away energy, and it's good at burning away the old. Just don't stop in it, right? Let it burn away. Don't add fuel to it. Don't contribute to it in any way. Recognize it for what it is, but it is a real shit show. And then we throw in retrograde. Hello, Linda Green and Lorene. Hello. And Kelly, you're feeling this too. And Carlene, hi. And then we throw in Mercury retrograde, right? And we got this retrograde energy. And this retrogrades are not a bad thing, but they do influence different areas in our lives. They may slow things down. I've been trying to get a wheel in a new desk for it is I call it my disability desk. It's the desk that I have for when I have my back surgery, and it's got these little wheels. One wheel will not go in. No idea why. It's exactly the same as every other wheel. It will not go in. And I was going to like just kind of beat it with a hammer. And then I'm just like, put it down, walk away. I bet it will go in late. I bet it will work later. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it and just walk away from it. You may not be able to get your phone may be acting up. Your computers may be acting up. So many things. This is one thing I always have in front of my computer is it's in front of another screen. I have two screens going. So this is smoky quartz, and I keep this. I keep obsidian, shungite, like different stones that I keep near my computer screen that helps to with the energies. And but you may be just like you may just have to walk away, right? But it's just what it's doing. It is kind of asking you to step back, step away. It's an opportunity. It's a slower moving energy. So everything kind of feels as if it's slower moving. And then throw in the energy I just spoke about. It's like a shadow in the sun energy. And it's connecting to ego. It is like a super moon, full moon, but it's tied to the sun. And your sun sign in astrology is tied to your ego. And your ego is not a bad thing. It does have its great purposes, but we can also land ourselves in in hot water, or we can land ourselves in situations where we're spitting out, as I used to say to my mother, spitting out crow feathers, saying things we can't take back. Be aware of not saying, getting into that argument and saying things that you can't take back. You can't take words back. That you can't take that back. Once it's out, it's out. You can apologize, but you leave doubt in somebody else. You leave hurt in someone else, or somebody else does that to you. You may be experiencing that. It may be around you right now. Um, you may be feeling anxiousness. We have a lot of ascension kind of things that are happening. What you may be feeling like, oh God, am I having a heart attack? Now, if you feel like you're having a heart attack, get to the doctor. You don't just assume you're having an ascension. You feel like you don't assume you're being upgraded spiritually. But you may feel anxious. You may feel like you can't sit still very long. You got to get up. You got to move. You want to go. You feel unsettled. All of this is all in the energy right now, and there's a lot of light in here too. There's a lot of good in here as well. Don't overspend. Like, you get impulsiveness is with us, so that's all speaking to us. And I just, I look like a little bit of a hot mess today. That's because I've been like a little hot mess. I've been buried in doing forecast readings. If people were looking at the forecast readings and going, "Oh crap, I didn't get one purchase," I may or may not offer out after. They will never. There will be, once I have 3 more to complete, and when they're done, there will be no more done until the new year. But I may offer a couple more opportunities for people to purchase a few more of the forecast readings. You can catch the general for each zodiac sign on YouTube. That link is also up. So if you're waiting for a forecast reading from me and you've already purchased one, it does say, it does take 2 or 3 weeks to get those, but I only have 3 left to go. And one I'm working on right now. So I'm 2.5 into getting them done. So everyone who has purchased a forecast reading should have them by Christmas. No later than Christmas Eve, I should have all of them out, just for those who are waiting. Now, let's bring some love and light into this energy. Let's bring some calmness into here. Let's see what we have. It needs, I can't see the rest of Tracy's. Oh, it's down the bottom. It needs to burn quickly. You got until about yay. Oh yeah. Yay. Yeah, Linda. You'll have you'll definitely have yours by Saturday. Hello, Sherry. Yes, burning all the negative energy away. And of course, we have so many things that are happening in the world right now. We have, we are hypersensitive. We have a lot of things that are happening in the world that really do matter, that we can't turn a blind eye to, that we can't ignore, that we are existing in. We're existing in a time of great change. We're existing in a time of, seeing, great pain. And, we always have great pain, happening within world in different areas, but everything is so obvious to us now. Everything is so directly here, and everything affects and influences everyone. And so we are feeling the pains. We're in the energy, right? We're feeling the pains. We're feeling the hurts. We're feeling the suffering. It is all around us. And it's hard to, it can be hard to just go about our days. But there's something I really noticed in a lot of areas, is that it's so easy to dehumanize people. I really want to mention this. Notice this in this energy. If you're being negative, if you have negative, moments in your life, or if you're upset and you're not communicating, you're not saying what you need to say to the right people, don't go out to a store or a restaurant or to your hairdresser and take it out on the wrong people. Don't go out and, take it out on the people who are doing their best to do what they can, and they're only standing behind, and they're serving you in a grocery store, and you get snotty with them because you can't say what you need to say to the family at home that are not doing the dishes and not sweeping the floor and not helping out, or that money hasn't come in, or your employee hasn't paid you, whatever that may be, it is not somebody else's fault. You don't lay responsibility, you don't lay that on somebody else. It's not somebody else's responsibility to be your emotional punching bag. And I experienced that in the grocery store the other day with this woman who's so kind, so sweet. I see her every time I go there, and she's all dressed up and she got her Christmas hat on. She's got a little Christmas tutu skirt on, and she was so nice. And she handed me back a basket, and she said, "Can you put this under here for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I put it down, and the man she was serving came back and kind of nudged in between me and grabbed the cart back. And he went up and he start put, out of the holder, not out of my hands. And he start putting his stuff in the cart. And she said, "You can't take that cart outside. These little crates, you can't take them outside. I can give you a paper bag. You can get a reusable bag." And he's like, "Too bad." And then she's like, and she's kind of looking at him. She doesn't know what to say. He was so mean and so effing rude. And he said, and just so there's a lot of emotional and spiritual immaturity that becomes obvious in situations like that. The grown man literally said, "So what? Phone the cops or phone the police. I don't care." And he walked and he grabbed the cart and he went out the door. And I thought to myself, whatever you got going on, I have compassion for that, but you have no right to treat somebody that way. And, that woman was trying to be helpful, but also trying to, follow the policies of the store. It wasn't her choice. It wasn't her, it wasn't her call to not have people take those carts outside. He could have handled it so much differently. And you just kind of shake your head and you're just like, why? That's supposed to be adults. And if that's how adults are treating other people, you're giving children permission to treat other people that way. And we are the mirrors, we're the image of what children get to see. And when we act that way, we, if we act that way in public, who are we behind closed doors? What are we doing behind closed doors? And so being aware of any emotional outburst, being aware of our own actions, our own behavior. And the card that I pulled with this was actually the observer. And as I observed that, when I left the store, I'm like, how come I didn't speak up from two people behind, right? How come I didn't speak up? And I was a little bit in shock of it, but you're also trying not to, make a situation any worse than what it is. And I just said to her, I said, "I own the salon and spa. I know what it's like to be dehumanized. I know what it's like, even in my work, for people to treat you as if, to talk about you as if you don't really exist as a person." And I said, "I see you." I said, and I apologize for all humans who mistreat you in any way. I said, "But you do a great job. You make me smile, and you have no idea that on some of my worst days, you've been one of the nicest people in this community to me, because I don't know anyone here." And it just being able to give that compliment back, giving that compliment back was able to help to override, right? Override the behavior of somebody else, shift the energy, change the energy. And so recognizing that in our own selves, recognize it when we're about to be a keyboard warrior, when you're about to do something out of sorts of yourself. I remember having one of those experiences one time, and I shared it in one of my stories and what I learned from that experience. And I literally walked back into the store and said to her, "This had nothing to do with you, and I am absolutely sorry. That was rude of me. It was unkind of me. It is out of character of me, but there is no excuse for that behavior. And you do not deserve to be treated like that by me or by anyone else." And I took ownership of that experience. And so we are responsible for that, and we're not responsible to lay it on anyone else. Place blame where it belongs, place energy where it belongs, communicate to the people you need to communicate. That suppression, repressed, comes up even angrier than it went down. However long it's been stored in there, it is attitude. And when attitude reveals itself, it's coming from our shadow self, and it's coming from our own hurts and our own pains, and hurting other people don't make our hurts go away. So remember that as the observer, seeing that in our own selves, it's time for us to transform that energy, to be consciously aware of our actions, of our words, of our behaviors, of the impact that we have upon other people, because we are all energy, we're all existing in energy. And like I said, with the how the planets are moving, what's happening out there, we are feeling the effects of that. So imagine the effects that we're feeling from the people's energy, from all of the energy of all of the people in the world. We are not we are not being missing that energy. We are all feeling it. It's all within us, and we're all being consumed by some of this energy in one way or the other. So if we can be love, if we can be light, if we can be kind, and we can just not be assholes, that would be a great way to be this year. And being aware of that. And even being an asshole to ourselves, be nice to ourselves, right? Even be nicer to ourselves. And so with this energy, it's easy to not even be nice to ourselves, to pick ourselves apart. But like I said, when I first came in, we have this big shadowy energy that's all around the sun that is bringing ego. And so you may find arrogance, you may find, a sense of pride, and I don't mean healthy pride, I mean unhealthy pride of not letting go or holding on to stuff, resentments coming back up, anything. Catch it, connect it, transform it. Transform it back to love and let the rest burn away. Let the rest burn away. Yes. Yeah. The heaviness is really odd. It just fell out of nowhere, it seems. And it kind of did. So Linda, it kind of did fall out of nowhere. It was kind of like, so it happened. It kind of just started to appear, and it kind of began its ascent in around the first week of December. And it is something to actually do with the sun. It is something to actually do with the sun. And it's like a shadow that's in the sun's energy. And so it is, and it's very odd. It's not a normal, it's not really a normal retrograde kind of energy. It's very different. And so we do have a lot. It's just a lot of it. Hello, that makes me so sad. I don't know why people have to put others down like that. Every single person and being deserves to be treated with respect. Yes. Merry Christmas, Debbie. Hello, Christine and Sherry. Hello. One thing I would say is, everyone deserves to be treated with dignity. We earn respect. Um, but dignity to all is an absolute must. Absolute must. And so, yeah, you may see more of it, you may experience more of it. So if, the person in front of you is being a bit of an ass to the person checking you in, you be super kind. You remind them of what a great job they're doing. And like I said, we've become we have a lot of numbness, right? And now we're kind of beginning to feel again. It's like we're thawing out, and we're beginning to really feel as a on a world scale. And so it's hard not to be able to feel, and it's uncomfortable. Sorry, it's uncomfortable to feel. So we have like a double whammy of transformation happening. We have emotional transformation and we have spiritual transformation. And both are happening all the same time. This is everything of my writings all happening at this time. It's like everything that's been written in my first book, More Than Existing, everything that's in the second book, everything that's in all the books, it's all that we are existing in right now in this world. It's about ownership, responsibility, and accountability, and seeing, our truths, and, gaining new truths, new perspectives. You're welcome, Tracy. All right, so let's just see the other energy. And then, as I said, I'm waiting for my curling iron to heat up because I am on my way out. I am leaving this house today. And I'm going out for supper with my girls, with Maggie and Samantha. And poor little Haley has to stay home, but we're taking little Sadie because, she's a big girl. It'll be too close to Haley's bedtime. So let's see. See, the unseen wound, Thekla. So all of this energy, it does rise up. Does rise up those unseen wounds. The things that we think didn't bother us, the things that we suppressed, the things that we said, oh, but that happened years ago. But did you ever heal what happened years ago? Did you ever, allow yourself to travel through those grief processes? Did you allow yourself to go to that specific place deep within to do the deep healing? We can all do the surface work is easy, the deep dive is not. And sometimes we need to become the person that we need to be to do the work. So this year coming up, I think it's going to be numerology 8, I think. I think it's a numerology 8 that is coming up. And this is an 8. Thekla is an 8. And so this year is going to be that year of expansion and growth. So when we expand, we throw out the junk, right? When we clear the space, we clear this energy. And so we do have a period of time, and I haven't recorded the 2024 predictions that I do every year yet. But we have this period of time that is like the beginning of the year that is a really not so pretty process. It's the parts that we really don't want to have to do, but we need to do. It's like taking down the Christmas decorations. It's like cleaning the house. It is the cleaning and clearing of the crevices and the areas where it's not just like we can just pull out the Swiffer and just dust over the floor. It's where we have to do the dirty work. It's where we have to get in. And so it's this moving us into 2024 is a period of time of where we have to do the dirty work. We have to clean, really, truly. It's a deep clean. It's a deep clearing. It's where we go deep within. And so if you've been doing healing work upon yourself, you're entering into the very center of it. If you are just beginning, the very first beginning of any healing journey, it can feel like, oh my God, what is going on? What is happening to me? It's what's happening for us. And so it helps us to be able to release and let go of the stories, right? So 2024 is going to really make, it's going to really emphasize this. It is like, if the old stories controlling and dictating our lives, it can't follow us through any further. So we do have that kind of in the healing world, in the healing language, there is that what's coming up in big ways. So we're going to be kind of seeing stuff resurface for a little bit. So, that resurfacing is going to be coming back for a little bit longer, and then it will move again. Remember, the children are watching. Free your inner child, and you free if you free you, you free the inner child, right? If you let go of all of those stories, if you just surrender that over, you start to free the child. You start to free the younger versions of yourself. You free the past. You release anyone who you just anyone's energy you keep holding on to. So one of the classes that's available in my subscriptions is my soul revivals. And people always ask me about what's my soul revivals. It's, those periods of time in life of where you walked into a relationship and you thought you could change somebody, and you showed them all of your best qualities. And then they stopped showing you their best, and you start to see their worst. And the more they showed you their worst, you showed them more of your best, and that you thought you'd be enough to change them. Now, this is only one situation. I'm only giving you one scenario. Soul revival is much more than this. But you left a piece of your light. You left a piece of you with them, right? Your hurt, your pain, all the things that you just say, oh, that's okay. I'm just going to move on and I'm over them. But who you are after, and the habits that you create from that, or the shutdown of your heart, or the blocks that you put up, the walls you put up, and then nobody else gets to get in because one person hurt you, then that piece of that best part of you is still over there. So we literally travel back and say, I'm taking back my light. I'm taking back my power. I'm taking back the best of me, and I'm bringing that back in. So the pieces of the past that hold our gems, our treasures, we gather them up and we bring that back in, and we can see that version of ourselves. We can see why we do those things. We discover those whys. We find out more about the self that makes those decisions. Who's, your own, your good intentions sometimes are your most unhealthiest of intentions and habits. And so you pick those pieces of yourself up and you bring it back, and from a much more mature state of being, you begin to adult, you parent, you nurture that version of yourself and say, I can see why you were doing that, but you are already enough. You didn't, your love is not going to be enough to fix somebody who's choosing to be this way, right? It's like that's where our fixer comes in, our pleaser, all of that energy. And that's what soul revival helps us do. One of the many things. So, it's the action that we take towards, energetically traveling back, energetically making those shifts, energetically cutting the cords to the past, releasing the ball and chain energy. And that's how we begin to heal the wound, right? And so we don't keep putting band-aids on our lives. We don't keep pretending. We don't fake it till we make it. That's a bullshit story. False confidence is built on low self-esteem. True confidence is built on that reflection that you have of yourself, and the restored self-esteem. You start to see who you are, and what you bring to the world, and what value you have. And you start to observe that of self. And so we're becoming an observer of, other people's actions and of our own, and seeing it. And we're moving into a stage of where the unseen wound is to be healed. And we get our spiritual swords, and spiritual swords don't hurt ourselves, or it doesn't hurt another. It just cuts the energy. It cuts the cord. It cuts away the pieces of that energy that are no longer serving us. Validating the illusionist, paradox. Now, paradox, can be that little clown that we play, the persona, the mask that we present. That's sometimes our band-aid. Our band-aid, our cover up, is that we think we have to perform in this world. We think we have to be, and we say, oh, I'm totally okay, I'm totally fine. But everything else around you is saying you're not fine. Everything else around you is saying this is not working. Everything around you is saying you're not happy. So how do, if we pretend, if we keep pretending, we keep faking it until we make it, we're not really making it. We're just creating more illusions of truths. Those veils of illusions need to drop. And that the paradoxical energy of the come together is bringing, our mental body, our physical body, our spiritual body, our ether, like recognizing that we are so much bigger. A piece of our soul exists in here. A massive part of our soul exists out here. And then we have this vessel, and we have to care for this vessel. And this vessel, our soul, is, encased in here. And we came for the human experience, but we are a spiritual being. And so what we're here to do is to be the best freaking human beings that we can be. And to be the best human beings that we can be is to not to be afraid to look in at our own behaviors and question our own selves, and to choose. I want to feel alive. I don't want to just exist. I want to feel alive. I want to be able to live. I want to feel my emotions. I don't want to ignore my emotions. I don't want to numb them. I wanted to not be afraid to walk from the beginning of an emotional story all the way to the end. And does it hurt? Does it feel scary? Yes. But we've been taught that we shouldn't feel, that we can't, feeling is not a good thing. But we need to be able to feel our emotions. We need to understand what it is we're actually feeling, and to expand that out. Sometimes we're not really sad. Sometimes you're sad, but what made you sad? What makes you sad? Maybe it's the disappointment. Maybe it's the fact of being disrespected. Maybe it is the fact that you felt like you weren't seen, you weren't listened to, you weren't heard, you were misunderstood. Maybe it is all those things, but it's your job to respect you. It's your job to understand you. It's your job to honor you. It's your job to care for you, because that's the whole part of the maturity of maturing as into our adult energy. It's our job, and we need to be that within ourselves. And so this is what we have playing out right now, is the energy we have happening. I can't wait to channel through the predictions energy, even though it's exhausting to do it. It is so exhausting. But I can't wait to see what the prediction energy is fully giving me, because the bits and pieces, I'm like, blah, but I'm also like, yay. The end of the year, the end of 2024 will look nothing like the beginning. We will have such big changes by the end of 2024 that we're, that are coming here, that there's going to be such a big shift in energy that is happening. Huge. So that's the little bit of what I got for you. I hope in some way that it helps you if you're in the shit show energy today, if you're feeling the rise, if you got, ego going on. I was even mad at the curling iron. I was mad at the world a little while ago. I had to walk away. I couldn't get shit done. The cat climbed up my leg. I knocked over a bunch of stuff, everything. I couldn't get the desk to go together, everything. So there's just, like I said, everything is existing and everything has always been here, but everything is highlighted right now. So everything has that highlighted energy. So we don't have to give it attention. We can, but we don't suppress it anymore. We let it burn away. And if you want to join me on Thursday evening, you can purchase your online ticket to be a part of the Zoom mediumship evening with spirit. And depending on the group size, depend on if everyone will get a card or get a message from your spirit guide, but it's also, I'm doing mediumship. I am communicating to spirit, bringing messages from our loved ones, bringing it forth. It is private. It is not recorded. So you have to attend the live and you have to be on the camera. And you cannot, and the tickets are not for your whole house. They're for one person. So you can't bring in a group of people with one ticket. Everyone has to be in their own, right? I've had this happen. So, if it's more than one, I suggest you reach out or purchase, tickets for everyone. Yeah. And so that's Thursday night on the 21st. It's at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and it runs till 7:30. So if you would like to join me there, I will be in there. Also, like I said, Lisa has put together, the most incredible subscription offer for me and placed it like in our academy. And so I'll get all the links back up. But if you got the opportunity, go to the websites, go check it out. There is an opportunity to take so much training through me to, all these classes and courses that I've previously taught and recorded. These are big. I put a lot of information. They are packed full of wisdom, guidance, tools, whatever you need for helping you in different areas of your life. So go check them out, purchase yours. You can stay for a month or you can stay for 4 months. It's up to you, but you get to choose that. And we just released one other offer as well of going in, and you can listen to one class of each of the soul revivals. That's on the MTE Academy, the More Than Existing Academy Facebook page. We have a whole separate page for the Academy. Check it out. And that's what I got for you. I don't have anything big coming up in January yet, other than the fact that I'm having a major back surgery. So thank you all. Thank you for being with me. Have a beautiful day. And I will be talking with you very soon. Go check out the YouTube videos. Much love. Bye-bye.